Good morning from your class, 5th grade. It's another edition of Screencast-O-Matic, Mr. Runyan, 2016. Let's take a look at what we've got doing today. The test that we're going to have next week is pretty much going to be a lot of word problems. So let's look at the RDW process to solve. So again, you need to ask yourself, what is the problem asking me to find? What important information do I read? What can I draw? What equations can I write from my drawing? That's the process we need to keep in mind. So let's move before, look at our question. So the Napoli family combined 2 bags of dry cat food in a plastic container. Well, the way I always read, I always underline, so I can tell you right now, combined probably is big because it says you're putting 2 together, which means that you're going to, thank you. And there are 2 bags, so one bag had 5/6 kilograms, the other bag had 3/4 grams kilogram. What was the total weight of the container? So what was the total weight of the container after the bags were combined? So again, we're adding. So I feel like I have to draw my picture. We're going to be adding. And I'm going to do this one for my 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, it doesn't have to be pretty. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I'm going to get my highlighter because I love using that. This was 5, 6. And then this one was 3/4. Okay, and then we go back to our pin. Well, now we're adding it. And the best way to add it is you can multiply the denominators. That's it. And what you do on the bottom, you do on the top. And then you simplify it on the way down. Or you could find the least common denominator and then simplify it. Or you could do this method, which is just like multiplying them essentially. But this is more visual. So we're going to find 3/4 of 1/6, but we do it all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do a 1/6 of a 4. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we add them all up together. So I know that I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So that tells me I have 20. And I know 1, 2, 3, 4. If I add 4, I have a 24th. And I have a 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By 6. So I'm going to have an 18 over 24 because I know they are the same. Okay. Well, the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to add it. Yeah, you get 38 over 24. Okay, and then if you remember the lesson that we had about simplifying, and we're going to decompose this. Can I get a 24 out of this? Yes. Only one though, right? So we get 1/24 out of 24. And then I need to figure how much is left, and that's simple. You could draw a line here and then subtract. Well, you get 14. I subtracted 8 minus 4, 3 minus 2. Didn't have to do any more work. And then I'm left with 14/24. And I know that 24 over 24 equals 1. Okay? And then you have 14 over 24. Well, that will equal 7/12. Because you can divide both by 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 24 12 times. We could have done that at this point. I could have said, well, these are both even numbers. So this could be 10/12. And this one could be 9/12. And then I have 19/12. And then I could, again, do this phase over here. And you'll still end up with this answer. So the answer would be, she has 1 7/12 kilograms of food. Is that what you got? Hopefully. So the ways that we could have done that, we could have, oops, done it that way. Let me erase for you real quick. Which is the exact way we just did it. Or you could have done it this way. You could have added it together. So, excellent job. Let's move on. Okay, so concept development. So on your personal whiteboard, just kind of follow along with me. So we're going to start by drawing a model. So we'll draw our model. We have 1 and 1/3. And then we're going to subtract a half. Okay, so you're starting to have 2 separate models now. Because you have to have 1. And 1 is just, you could draw the lines I've already done here. As far as just 1, because you know that this whole is made up of thirds. So you could draw thirds and it's a whole. And you subtract a half. Okay, well then you're going to create equivalent fractions. So that is where we already have our thirds here like this. And then this one's a half. Well, and then we're going to find a half of the third, just like that. And then we're going to find the thirds of the half. Okay, and because we're subtracting, we're just going to exit out, kind of like we did here. You're going to subtract 1, 2, 3. You end up with 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the whole is still 6. You don't count the whole as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the whole is 1 square. Okay? Okay, so let's knock this one out. So we have 1 and 1/5, and we're subtracting 1/3. So we draw a whole, one giant square, and then we're going to split it into fifths, just like we've already started. So if I didn't have this 1 here, it'd be like 1/5 minus 1/3. Okay? And you could, if you want, you can always just start off and split this off into fifths. That's what I would do. So what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to pause it, and I want you to show me what these would look like as equivalent fractions. Go. Okay, so you should have done that. So equivalent fractions means you're just doing the fifth of a third. So you're finding fifths, so 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 5. And then you're doing thirds, so you can go across something like that. And when you're done, it should look something similar to this. So you'll have your fifths and your thirds, and you end up over here, and you're going to subtract 5 right here, and you have your whole. So now we take away 5, and that's just as easy as like they did over here, saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what are you left with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? But 13 what? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's thirds, so it should be 13 15ths. Let's check our answer. Oh, voila! We can do math. If we haven't got it, we're going to be able to get it eventually. Okay, again, plus 1, make it equal fractions. Go. Perfect. So you should have already done it. So now they put these little big blocks over it. So if I hide it, so there we go. Okay, so again, we're taking thirds. So equivalent fractions, you're going to make the thirds of the halves, and you're taking a half straight down the middle right here of the 2/3. And then that makes it equal. So then you end up with 9/6 and 4/6. Oh, Mr. Runyan, I don't even have to draw this because I have equal fractions, so I could just subtract 9 minus 4 and get 5. Well, yes, student. Okay, So, again, you take away the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would do it this way when you go here, and I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just kind of preference. You can do however you want. So, and you end up with 5, 6. Excellent job. So we're going to practice on your own. So we've got 1 3/4 subtract 4/5. I want you to start by drawing a model, create equivalent fractions, and then I want you to show the subtraction by crossing out the units equal to 1/2. Go. Oh, sorry. You should have paused. Pause. Pause. Ready? Here we go. So you should have gotten an answer at least. So let's check your work. So we have 1 3/4, and we're taking away 4/5. Well, this ends up, if we're making an equivalent fraction, ends up being 30/5 over 20. 35 over 20. And then you're subtracting 16/20. So the denominator 20/20, they're the same. So we found the fourths over here and the fifths over here. And then all you have to do is subtract. So you get 19/20. So you take 16 x's. So you could just go over here and mark, you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Until you've done 19 of them, and then you end up with your answer. Or 16 of them, sorry. And then you'll end up with your answer of 19. Okay? Let's do another one. I will allow you to do your choice on this, on how you want to solve it. But what is 1 4/9 minus 1/2? Go. Oh, pause. And then go. Okay, so you should have done some type of method, whether you just use your standard method, maybe you use the square method, the area model. Check. Your answer should have been 17/18. Hopefully you got that right. Good job. Let's keep going on. Problem set. Okay, at this time you need to pause it and get out your book. Okay, so we're going to do our problem set a little different today because I really want you to focus on the work instead of just watching me do it. So I am about to put the answers on. So I would like you to pause, do a few problems, and then you can come back to the answer key that I'm about to show you and check your answers. Make sure you show your work and do your best. Okay, so for the first page, remember this is to check your answers. You could always pause this. I'm about to hide it and do out the other one. Okay? And the second page. The one thing I do kind of want to talk about here is just to make sure that over here that you are decomposing it so you can get 1 5/5 out of that answer. And then up here, just John Luke jogged around the lake 1 1/4 of an hour. So he went a full 4/4. Okay, that's what a hole is. He jogged the same distance in 5/6 of an hour. How much longer did John Luke take than William in hours? Okay, so good luck. Hopefully you were able to get that. That's right here. Okay, pause it. You should be solving. So let me know when you're done. Good luck.